Hello, welcome to another talk on money, business, and investing. My name is Jose, I'm the founder of the company and brand here at Master Investor. If you're new to our community, ensure to subscribe and follow us on all other social media platforms. Check out the links in the description of this video so that you have access to the tools, resources, ebooks, digital courses, and everything we have to offer to help us build true wealth. Our mission at Master Investor is to elevate the financial well-being of humanity through high-quality financial education. Made simple, we look at opportunities to build passive income and true wealth. Today, we're going to be speaking about valid reasons to start a business. Make sure to also visit our website and subscribe to our newsletter to have the articles that we publish via email, so that when we don't have time to watch the live stream or listen to a podcast, then we at least can read financial education that will inspire us and help us as we build our wealth. Find out why we want to go into business and invest in today by asking ourselves the following key questions. Summary: working for someone else will never make us wealthy. We must relocate to the right side of the cash flow circle if we aspire to wealth. Not everyone is cut out to launch a business. Find out if this is us. The cash flow circle is one of the main models the Master Investor employs. It is a straightforward diagram that helps explain 4 distinct career paths and the driving forces behind each side of the cash flow circle, and its 4 different players of money in real life. As we know, if we have been part of Master Investor, we have 4 players in the game of money. On the left side of the cash flow circle, we can witness it on our screens right now. If we're watching this on live stream, if you're listening to our podcast, make sure you go to our YouTube channel if you want to look at the diagram. But basically, we have a circle, and then we have the left side of that cash flow circle contains the 2 types of people that have the poor mindset, which are the employee and self-employed. Okay. Why? Because these people work for earning income. There's nothing wrong with having a job, and more if the person loves their job. Okay, a lot of people work because they really love their job and that's their dream job. And we need great employees, okay? And not everyone is cut out to become an entrepreneur and take responsibility of having a business. Now, if we are in a position where we want more out of life, we want to have freedom, we want to do things, maybe travel the world or live in certain type of beach that we like to be in 24/7, right? And live the lifestyle that we always desire without limitations or worrying about running out of money, then we need to make a shift to the right side of the cash flow circle and become a business owner and inside investor. It takes courage, time, effort, commitment, discipline, and it takes skin, because we are going to encounter naysayers along the way that was going to attempt to cast doubt on us, and we need to have that thick skin to be able to overcome those obstacles along the way. But as long as we attach ourselves to the right mentors, like we're doing here by visiting our community at Master Investor, we will be able to persevere through any difficult times that entrepreneurship may bring. And nowadays it's easier to avoid difficult times because of the access of information that we all have. And that has helped everyone have the same opportunities regardless of who we are. So, the background, color, that doesn't matter, because we all have the same information. We have access to that same information, so we can do and duplicate each other's success, okay? And we're going to be able to do that as we move forward building our wealth, because duplicating is the key of success, right? We have to study the greats and become greater, but we're going to copy the formula of wealth. It's already laid out for us, and it's legal and ethical to do, right? It's the patterns that they create along the way. So as the saying goes, success leaves clues, and it is true. If we look back at those people that have done great things that we admire, we can actually see a track of actions and patterns that we can copy and we can adopt. And that's when it comes down to shifting our context with the wealthy one, okay? A lot of people are operating with the poor mindset. even though they may think that they're not operating with the poor mindset. There are two types of mindset when it comes to money: poor mindset and the wealthy mindset. The poor mindset has the middle class and the poor class in it, and the wealthy mindset has the wealthy class. And it starts with the mindset, the philosophy, values, principles, and how we know money is created. What is our understanding of wealth, and how wealth is truly created, and what is wealth, right? And we talk about freedom all the time because wealth has to go with freedom. If it's not giving us freedom in the things that we want out of life, then it's not an asset, it's not an investment that is sound, because a business or an investment is supposed to make us money whenever we're not working, because that business is solving a problem in the world just like any other business, and it has systems in place, people in place. We might be working on the business on and off because we're going to be overseeing the operation, but we're not going to be working in the business. It's a big difference between working on a business or in a business, okay? We're business owners controlling businesses and investments, right? We're making that surplus go back into our assets column, and we're going to treat that surplus as a investing expense. So we already have a designation for the money that we're going to touch in the near future. Even before we touch that money, then we already have a plan for it, okay? And it's important that we treat each dollar like that. That's how we're going to master how to multiply money. A lot of people say it takes money to make money. Not really, because a lot of people are savers, and if that was true, then why are they saving money? If they have money and that's all it requires to make money, make more money, then why are they saving that money? So that defeats that theory, because it's only a theory, it's not true. Because as we learn, a savvy investor can raise capital, because the number one job of a wealthy entrepreneur is to raise capital. And the number one skill is to sell without selling, using systems and smart marketing. So if we can raise capital because we have a product and the product is not being even created yet, we're just collecting pre-sales, right? Even if it's a white label product, we don't touch the product. We don't have to even buy the product before we sell it to somebody. We get the order, right? We raise the capital because we have a sales funnel. We created an ad. All of this is done free because there are platforms out here right now that allows us to use them for free. As long as we bring the business to them, right? We're using their software, then they have a free plan basically on all platforms. And then even with Facebook marketing, you can start marketing through Facebook and pay at the end of the month. So as long as we cash flow in that first 30 days, we'll be able to use that revenue to pay for the expenses, marketing expenses, company expenses, because we incorporate it and so forth. We don't want to be running our revenue through our personal name, because otherwise we'll be paying taxes on that type of income. We have to run it through a business in order to be passive income. So even if we create direct sales from affiliate marketing or selling a product online, a digital course, we need to have a company that accepts that money for us, because that will be passive income. And then we can lower taxes all the way to zero legally, because we have a tax strategy in front of it, and we will have our CPA, our tax attorney, and we will be able to use the laws legally and the tax code to be able to keep as much money as we make, right? It's all about not how much money we make, but how much money we keep. A lot of people talk about how much money they make, but you look at their financial statement and they don't keep any of it, and they don't even know how to recycle it back into their lives to work for them. A lot of people touch money and it leaves their hand and never comes back again. So they're always chasing that new bag. You got to learn how to recycle money and be able to get that same money to come back to us and bring more money back to us. And that takes financial education. It's something that we're learning here inside of our community. We're bringing the good and bad news of money every single day. We're helping everyone understand the basics of business and investing. We truly are the authentic brand of money, business, and investing of the world. We keep it 100% raw when it comes to the wealthy mindset. We put everything down on digital courses in volumes such as the ebooks and also paperbacks. You can have our ebooks on Amazon and Kindle as well, okay? But if you like to have the paperback, you can also order that. However, when you go to our website, you will have access to additional assets that we're adding in each digital course that we have with each ebook, okay? Because each book that we have written has turned into a digital course that is vivid because we are adding more assets as we move forward. Exclusive interviews with wealthy entrepreneurs, new entrepreneurs, celebrities, and people that have done something great in a certain area that can help us understand more about the topic of that ebook. So it will add value into that volume, okay? So we will have always access to those assets. Whoever gets in right now will have access to any assets that we add in there in the future at no additional cost. So the person that gets in right now will be grandfathered in. Moving forward, in 5 years from now, that course and that digital course will be worth a lot more than what it is today because of the assets that we will have in there. But whoever got in today will have all of the assets moving forward at no additional cost. So it's just a great investment. It's a win-win. And we're also adding a referral program into all of our products. So when you recommend our books or ebooks with somebody, you also get a kickback. And if it's a subscription product, you will get passive income every single month. So it's just a win-win for everybody, and we are keeping our word into what truly is building wealth, right? Because at the end of the day, how many times we recommend people to other things and we don't capitalize on it? We have to learn how to monetize those moments because we're creating business for other people. And so therefore we need to capitalize on that magic. It is our network. So make sure that we understand the cash flow circle, the 4 players on the left side of the cash flow circle. That's where active or earned income is made. People chase security and benefits on this side of that cash flow circle. On the right side of the cash flow circle, we have the business owner and the inside investor. The business owner owns and controls systems. The inside investor makes money work hard or multiplies money through sound investing. And this is where wealth is created. 97% of population is on the left side of the cash flow circle. Some of them do want to become free, want to have wealth, but they don't know how to. They're afraid to make a step. So this is a calling for those people to take massive action, to start shifting the minds and the core values of how we think about money. And the 3% operates on the right side of the cash flow circle. 97% of the wealth is held by the 3% that operates on the right side of the cash flow circle. And 3% of the wealth is found on the left side of the cash flow circle. And those are the high-paying employees, athletes, and they make millions of dollars. They're rich, but they're not wealthy. They don't have freedom. They can't do whatever they want, because they have to show up to their job. So we have to ask ourselves, do we want freedom or do we want to have a lot of money and no freedom? Personally, of course, everyone here in our community wants freedom. But for those that are new coming into our community and maybe they just found this article or found our live stream somewhere or maybe a podcast that they were listening to and they somehow landed on our podcast, then we have to welcome them and ensure that they get on the same page as we all are. And so we have to touch back to the basics. And it's important. As a master, we have to always go back to the basics and teach other people as well, because we hone down even more on our own skills. So the E stands for employee. Employees look for stability. For example, of an E employee is a person who works at a job and they get paid by trading their time for earned income. They pay the highest in taxes. If they don't like their job, then they are in the rat race. Some people love their job and that is their purpose in life. There's nothing wrong with being a fantastic employee if that is what the person truly wants. We still recommend those employees and all to learn how to invest in sound assets. Throughout life, people will go from job to job seeking more, higher earning for their time. A stable, well-paying work is the most important thing to many because they consider being a business owner and inside investor to be risky. They are unable to understand the desire to pursue business and investing as the main career. Employees don't place high value on understanding money and how it operates. Employees search for higher paying positions when they require more money. S stands for self-employed. When someone becomes extremely proficient at their job and is wary of working for employers they know they can outperform, they typically shift to the S, self-employed. Although they still have a strong desire for security, they are more comfortable taking on a little bit more risk than a typical employee because it gives them more control over their time. Physicians, attorneys, dentists, Uber drivers, accountants, and other service-oriented enterprises and consultants are considered members of the S side or the self-employed, which it belongs on the left side of the cash flow circle. Their exceedingly high standards make them reluctant to delegate. They always think that they're the best at everything, so they have to do everything themselves. So they don't like to delegate. They don't like to have smarter people on their team. And as a wealthy entrepreneur or business owner and inside investor, we have to have smarter people in our team. Otherwise, our team is in trouble. We need to find ourselves a new team. So make sure that we are always uncomfortable because our team is literally helping us grow because they are smarter than we are, for sure. And we're putting smarter people to work together. We have to bring the best out of them and help them look towards that same mission that we have in the company and build the culture behind it so that they can all be passionate about solving the problem that the company is built to solve. And we need to create a win-win organization even within the company, not just with outside partners, is within the company as well as we build our brands because we want our staff or our members to stay in our company forever. And the only way to do that is to provide people with the ability to grow into something more and better than they are today, right? And so if they can see that and they can achieve that by them providing value to the company and increasing the bottom line due to the value that they bring into the company, it has to reflect on the cash flow of the company. But if they do that, then they are more than perfect candidate to reap the rewards of that impact that they did in the bottom line of the company. So when we have people thinking about how to improve our businesses while they're even off work, then we are building a true business because it's a brand that is in people's mind all the time, even at home, even whenever they're not even working at our organization, right? So we want to make an impact and want to help people understand that we're here to grow and we're here to empower them to the next level when they bring value to the table. So if the employer or the staff member brings value into the company and that reflects in the cash flow in a positive way, then that employee needs to be promoted, needs to be given even more, right? It needs to become part of that cash flow that got created by them. And when we do that, we will have long-lasting people in our companies because we're creating a win-win relationship with our staff, with our company, right? It's not just other people in the outside. We need to create win-win relationships with our staff members, with our employees. So as a self-employed, if a person wants to go from self-employed to a business owner, he or she needs to start thinking more of a generous aspect of things, more of serving more people. How can a doctor create a medicine? How can a dentist create a toothpaste? How can an attorney create a software or build a software that helps all the attorneys perhaps keep their cases organized? And so if you are a professional in certain area, then we need to find out how can we create a product or how can we bring a product to that market, and if there's a market for it, right? And we need to study all of that, and maybe we can definitely become you can go from being a self-employed to a true business owner, because now we're building a brand and we have a product and we have systems of systems, and now that's going viral on its own, it's making money on its own, and we're expanding even more, and the company can grow because it's not attached to us. It's attached to the system of systems that we're building underneath or we're acquiring underneath to promote that company and build that brand. Okay, so start thinking if you're self-employed, how you can serve more people. If you're an attorney, if you're a dentist, accountant, right? How can you solve other people's problems in your area without you having to be present? So create a medicine and begin to write those ideas down. Okay, that's how we bring them into fruition. However, this implies that they are only profitable while they are employed. Those they are not actually business owners. They are employed. They can only increase their revenue by charging for more hours worked. B stands for business owner, which is found on the right side of the cash flow circle. Owners of businesses don't want to be employed. We aspire to possess a product or system that generates income even when we are using it. We are the ones who create jobs and boost the economy since we have excellent delegation skills. Being able to earn money from our business even when we are not working is the nicest aspect of being a business owner. Above all, entrepreneurs want expansion and autonomy. When entrepreneurs require more capital, we develop new products or buy or build new revenue generating infrastructures. We acquire more assets. And we're always looking for opportunities during crisis. I stands for MASTERINVESTOR. The most financially literate individuals in the cash flow circle are MASTERINVESTORs. We know that we may live a life free of working if we locate and acquire assets that generate steady passive income, or also known as positive cash flow. Furthermore, we have the lowest tax rate in the cash flow circle, and we are skilled at using other people's money, OPM, to buy these assets. Tax-free because debt is tax-free because money is created with debt. We learned that in 1971 on August 15. President Nixon separated the gold standard from the US dollar. From that point forward, money became debt, monopoly money, fiat money, a currency, fake, and just an idea backed up by confidence. And money became debt, literally. And today we are $34 trillion in national debt, and it's not going to stop. It is how the economy works. So inflation will continue to rise because the dollar loses value, and the dollar is a currency, it's no longer real money. Crypto has become a currency, so crypto is the new money in town. As of last year, Congress accepted crypto as a new currency, so now we can pay each other with crypto. Businesses are accepting crypto, and other countries around the world are also accepting crypto as their currency. So using other people's money is key when it comes to building true wealth, because that's how we're going to lower our taxes, and we're going to even tap into something that is called infinite return on investment and velocity of cash flow. That's when we have excess of cash flow coming in from our assets that we are controlling, and we don't have any of our capital invested in the deals because we either acquired those deals with 100% financing using credit cards and other people's money, loans, mortgages, etc., right? Ways that we can borrow money, or we recoup our initial capital that we invested back from the cash flow of that business or investment that we acquired. So it brought the money back to us that we initially invested in. Now all we have is the debt that we have on it, and it's a positive, it's a good debt because it's making us wealthy, right? The business is making cash flow, is making enough to pay for the expenses of the business. The expenses include the debt service, interest, etc., and whatever is left as our surplus is our positive cash flow. And we're going to treat that as an expense, invest in expense, so that we can acquire a new cash flow and asset and tap into the velocity of cash flow. That's when we're recycling money back into our assets column, specifically the surplus. We don't treat it as an asset, we treat it as an expense, a good expense, because it's going to be invested into an asset that produces cash flow. Let me know if you have any questions, write it down below. I'm watching the chat, and if we miss one, then we'll come back and answer them because we always get notifications. So, and also if you need a personal consultation with one of our team members, you can also do a one-on-one with me, and we can sit down and we can even record our meeting, we can brainstorm and so forth. Make sure you check out our products and services on our website. We have everything that we need in order to build financial freedom and true wealth. We need to have financial education, and that is something that we all have to discipline ourselves to do, okay? Remember, knowledge is power and money, but knowledge can only be knowledge if we literally turn the information into knowledge, into our own knowledge, because we can have other people's knowledge and we can read about other people's knowledge, but it can only be our knowledge if we convert it into our knowledge by applying it into our lives. So we need to immediately apply that. A lot of people read stuff and they just go about their life. No, if we're reading something and it's aligned with our financial goals and personal goals and professional goals, then we need to act on that information to be able to count that as knowledge. And then that way we will reap the rewards of that information, which is power and money. Having our money work for us rather than the other way around is what drives inside investors. We search for a chance to buy an asset that generates more passive income when we require more money. When we want a liability, when we want a new expense, we're literally just looking for a new asset that produces passive income and sometimes capital gains income, right? Because some assets will only bring capital gains income, but we're always looking for an asset to go ahead and pay for that liability that we want. So everything at the end is free because our business are paying for everything. We're not paying for it. We're not working at a job to pay for the expenses. Our businesses literally are creating the income for us on autopilot to pay for the expenses that we are acquiring along the way in our life. So it's not about shrinking as we get older. It's about expanding. It's about growing. Reasons for starting a business to become wealthy. Now that we are familiar with the cash flow circle, let's discuss the benefits of launching a business. We must shift from the left side of the cash flow circle, where we are an employee or self-employed person, to the right side of the cash flow circle, where we are a business owner and inside investor if we want to be wealthy. Put simply, we won't scale unless we can generate passive income through businesses and investment. We can only work so many hours in a day. Furthermore, putting in too much overtime might lead to a miserable existence at best, or a swift trip to the tomb at worst. We must always nurture ourselves before anything else, as we require being healthy to develop our true wealth. On the left side and right sides of the cash flow circle, the quality of money may vary as well. Earned income is money gained through employment or self-employment. Gratefully, it is the largest income subject to taxes. Passive income is money earned as an investor or business owner. And capital gains income. Those are the two types of income that we can get from investing. Passive income and capital gains income. This income, passive income, has the lowest tax rate, and capital gains income can also take advantage of tax benefits as long as we follow the law in certain asset classes. Like real estate, we have something that is called 1031 exchange. That's when we sell a real estate property and we already spot a new property that is cash flowing, that is bigger, and we're going to move those gains into that new property, and therefore we can defer taxes on those gains. Okay, so there are ways that we can minimize taxes with capital gains income, but it goes, the lowest is passive income, then the next one is capital gains income, and the highest tax income of all is earned income, which comes from a job. Okay, that's what majority of people end up working for the entire life, is earned income. And they lack financial education. They have no time to work on their business plan because they are too tired. They give their entire energy to their employer. And for what at the end of the day, right? 25, 30 years down the line, they will have nothing because the employer will just get a new person, and that person, unless they truly love that job. But I still recommend, even if you love your job, start investing. Learn how to multiply your hard-earned income, not by giving it to somebody else, but by you actually investing in assets that we control with our companies. Okay, we want leverage, we want control, we want to have the voice on our assets. We don't want to be passive investors, we want to be active investors. Lastly, even if working for ourselves or as an employee can yield good income, but we will never be truly wealthy. We must relocate to the right side of the cash flow circle if we aspire to wealth. Perform this easy exercise using a sheet of paper. Draw a line from top to bottom through the center. Put our expenses on the right and our income on the left. Cover the income column. Now, if you someone that works at a job or self-employed, right? How will we cover our expenses if we were unemployed? Most people experience an increase in heart rate as a result due to the fact that their only income is through their job, leaving them helpless if they were to lose their job, the only source of income. And if they have all of the expenses, and a lot of them are liabilities that have a contract with them, so if they lose their job, then they will have to probably file bankruptcy, and it'll be painful because they have to work hard for their money, when in reality they just need financial education to be able to multiply money and have money work hard. And if they do want to continue to work, they can continue to work because they do have assets that produce enough passive income anyway, and they're not working for money, they're just working because they truly love to work. Investors and business owners are not affected by this issue of lack of money or worrying about losing income. Every month we produce assets that provide us with positive cash flow. We won't ever have to work another day in our lives when we reach the point where it pays for all of our expenses. That's why I always say the first step towards total freedom and true wealth is financial freedom, financial independence. That's when we reach the point where one of our assets or more than one asset is producing cash flow and capital gains income enough every single month to pay for our living expenses, and therefore we don't have to work ever again for earning income, and we're not worrying about running out of money because the real assets that we are controlling that are creating that money, those are real assets. They are brands, they're real businesses, and they're making us that for the next years to come, 50, 100, and hopefully generation after generations. That's why it's important that we start our own business, that we mind our own business, because it's just a great skill to have to start building a business. We're going to learn about tax law, we're going to learn about corporate law, we're going to learn about things that maybe we're not passionate about learning. I love this stuff, but maybe some people don't like to learn about the legalities of the business. But like I said before, we are going to be hiring other people that are professional in those areas, but we do need to speak the lingo of business. We need to improve our financial IQ because the reward is that we have freedom. So yeah, we might need to learn some things that we maybe never thought we would learn about. But once we do that, it's because we're going to tap into total freedom. So if you truly want to become wealthy, not just rich, then you need to focus on improving our vocabulary and start investing for passive income. And that really is wealthy, when we have assets that produce passive income and capital gains income every single day, and we no longer have to ever work at a job to make any earned income to pay for our bills, because we are set for the rest of our lives, and those businesses will continue to run because those businesses are true brands. Motives for starting a business: a brand. Every time we talk about business here in our community, I want us to start thinking of a brand, because not all businesses are brands, and we want to tap into businesses that are brands, because those are the ones that are valuable. The fact that more and more young people nowadays are showing an entrepreneurial spirit is positive, but it's not only young people who can launch a company and a brand. To start a business, we are never too young or too elderly to start one. While Bill Gates was undoubtedly young when he founded Microsoft, Colonel Sanders founded Kentucky Fried Chicken at the age of 66. So many great stories that we can find today about entrepreneurship. But regardless of our age, it is critical to comprehend the rationale behind starting a firm or a company. There are valid reasons to build a business instead of just creating other type of income. Number one, making positive cash flow accessible. We must be in business for ourselves. Working for someone else will never make us wealthy. Have enterprises providing us with additional cash flow, which was one of the reasons we have launched so many others. Moreover, we have plenty of free time because running our businesses it takes little of our time as we have systems in place. We are able to invest in increasing amount of assets tax-free thanks to our more free time and money as a result that we have. That's the reason we stated to mind our own business and why we can become wealthy so quickly in today's economy, because technology, artificial intelligence, and the access of the information that we can all have, okay, regardless of who we are. Just like we're tapping into our community right now here at Master Investor. 100 years ago, we couldn't reach the people that we're reaching today. So let's take advantage because we are living in the best times. So there are zero excuses why a person should be lacking money today. Number two, selling the company. No matter how hard we work, we cannot sell a job. This is the trouble with having one. That's the main reason why people can become wealthy due to a job. Ironically as it sounds, that's the main reason. There have to be a lot more people who want something than us in order for it to be valuable. When we build a business, we must keep in mind to turn that business into a brand, which requires us to instill business integrity and intrinsic value in the company. Once we have done so, then it becomes more valuable to others, including potential investors. We may get offers that are irresistible to turn down. When we build brands, then we put ourselves in position of power. A year and a half later, upon launching a business, a person can literally sell that business to a bigger company for millions of dollars. And there are businesses today that are unicorns, meaning that there are billion-dollar businesses from the start. So there are big companies today, more with inflation today, that will pay billions of dollars for a new idea. Okay, so stay on our tippy toes when it comes to building businesses and just catch early trends, because that is the game right there. It's about catching early trends today. It's about paying attention. And when people are talking about crisis, that means opportunity for us. Number three, taking the company public. We strive to plan to become the ultimate investor, which is an inside investor, a master investor, right? Making a company and going public was what made Anita Roddick, Ted Turner, Warren Buffett, Henry Ford, and Bill Gates extremely wealthy. We were all purchasing shares, but they were the ones selling them. We were outsiders trying to get inside, and they were the insiders. That's why becoming an inside investor is becoming the ultimate investor, or a capitalist, a true capitalist. So we need to get on the selling side. When we build a company, then we have the power to sell those shares and bringing it to the public, right? To the stock exchange. And now we can sell stocks to other people, to the masses. Number four, total financial freedom. When we build a successful business, our reward is excess of cash flow into our pockets, therefore providing us with total freedom. Having control over our time and being able to do anything, because our businesses can afford any liability we wish. And when we are required more cash flow for anything, then that is why we are constantly investing for passive income, to be able to acquire any liability that we want for free, because our passive income that is coming from our assets are literally paying for those expenses. Because the more we expand our passive income, then more total freedom we can have. The first step to total financial freedom is financial independence. That is when we have all of our living expenses paid for by the cash flow that the businesses are producing for us. Number five, making a positive impact in the world. Another benefit to starting a business is that we can make and leave a positive impact in the world through our businesses that are brands. When we serve other people and make their lives better, our lives automatically become better. Being more generous is key to building wealth. We must think of how to solve other people's problems with a product through a brand. Launching our own business and brand will allow us to leave our positive mark in the world for generations to last. Pay attention to big brands that have been around for a long time, and let's learn from their success. This new world, we can become professional copywriting and duplicate others' success with our own unique touch. We can literally tap into their information, what they're doing, how they're training, how they're thinking, how they're approaching, how they're buying, everything. We can decode the entire pattern, and that's exactly what we're doing here at Master Investor, decoding the entire pattern of the ultra wealthy. And that's why we're creating true leaders, inside investors, and wealthy entrepreneurs, business owners. As you can see in the cash flow circle on the left side, the employee and self-employed, they seek security, but it's a fake security because an employer can fire them at any time, and the self-employed can be fired by his client, right? And so it's a fake security, okay? You're still working for money, you're still selling time, and something we should never do is sell our time, because that has no price. We should never put a price on our time. Time is the most valuable and priceless thing we all have, our asset that we're all born with. Time, freedom, and our minds. We have to nurture them, and we will never jeopardize any of them, okay? We have to protect them. As a master investor and as an inside investor and a wealthy entrepreneur, we have to protect those three traits that we all have: freedom, time, and our minds. And on the right side of the cash flow circle, we attract freedom, right? That's why we're doing what we're doing, is to solve other people's problems, and also we get the reward of total freedom. Prior to commencing, pose these 5 questions. We now understand the 3 or the main advantages of launching a business and why we should do so. However, not everyone is cut out to launch a business, and that is good. We need great employees as well. Actually, the world revolves on these differences. However, we need a business that will make us excess of passive income, or known as positive cash flow. You want to be wealthy. Therefore, consider these 5 questions before we begin. Number 1, why specifically are we launching this business? What appeals to us about beginning a business? Perhaps we are well versed in the industry and can see a need that our company could meet. Or perhaps we think that our company has the potential to really benefit the community and bring about meaningful change. Perhaps we have a great deal of enthusiasm for the field. Whatever our motivation, it needs to be powerful enough to keep us going. Being an entrepreneur is challenging, so be sure we understand why we think our company will succeed. Number 2, are our personal and business aspirations aligned? We have to make significant compromises when our personal and business aspirations conflict. But getting to customize our own company is one of the best things about beginning our own company. We have the upper hand, we have the voice, we can do and express our ideas through our company and products. Perhaps we want to see the world, or give our family more quality time, or achieve financial independence and financial freedom. Whatever our personal objectives are, make sure the company we start will enable us to fulfill them. Number 3, do we think highly of ourselves? Being an entrepreneur is not easy. Along the road, there will be numerous obstacles and setbacks. We will make errors and deal with skeptics who cast doubt on us. We must build and have thick skin and continue to invest in financial education. Getting around the right mentors will help us a great deal on our way to building true wealth. However, as long as we have confidence in ourselves, none of these things will matter. The only thing that will get us through difficult times is having faith in our spirit and our own skills. Number 4, are we ready to take a chance? It is dangerous to quit a steady, secure career to launch our own company. Think about the risk we are and are not willing to take during this period. Are we at ease with the thought of foregoing a reliable source of income in order to pursue our own financial goals? Do we feel comfortable using our own money to make investments in our businesses? If not, are we prepared to beg for assistance and money from others? give ourselves the fullest honesty possible, it will be easier for us to move forward once we are aware of our comfort level with danger. As we always recommend all to do, attack our fears, because we will find treasures in our dreams, right on our fears. When we attack our fears, we find dreams on that side, because the only reason why we fear is because of the unknown. So attack the good fears. Make sure that we're listening to our intuition. Getting financial education daily will help in reducing the feeling of fear while investing, because we understand it's a calculated risk. In addition, we invest to make money, not to lose it. Number 5. What other coursework is necessary for me to succeed, for us to succeed in building a business, right? When we first start our business, it is possible to know everything we need to know. Being a business entrepreneur involves a lot of learning. Every day, entrepreneurs for life pick up new skills. That being stated, when we launch our brand, we should be cautious of the gaps in our financial knowledge. We can develop a plan to get the knowledge we require after determining what kind of education we are lacking. Perhaps we need to learn how to build up an online store to sell our products on Amazon, or how to hire effectively. Whatever it is, be sure to schedule time to make up for these knowledge gaps. Additionally, confirm that we are prepared to give this our all. Number 6, why do we wait? Building a business is perhaps one of the most thrilling and fulfilling endeavors we can undertake in life, and it may very well be profitable. As a business owner, we don't have to be right 51% of the time. We just have to be correct once. For most people, starting a business is the riskiest path. However, our chances of becoming wealthy are limitless if we can persevere and keep honing our abilities. We might be safer if we stay safe and play safe on the E and S side of the cash flow circle, but we will have no total freedom, and we will also be limiting our actual earning potential by only working a job for earned income. The main obstacle people have in their way to becoming wealthy is their jobs. As ironically that sounds, a job requires a lot of energy and time from the individual, therefore leaving the person without time and energy to build true wealth. The person lacks free time to learn about investing. Although employees and self-employed people can create time daily to learn about wealth, but it requires them courage, faith, and discipline. Never forget that there is never an ideal moment to launch a company. Many people wait years for the right opportunity to move forward, but that moment never arrives. There's always a reason not to get going. The perfect time is today, the present moment. Let's capitalize and seize this moment to plant the right financial seeds in our lives to achieve true wealth. As we know, being rich and wealthy are two different things. Being rich does not come with total freedom, but being wealthy comes with total freedom. Majority of people focus on earned income rather than passive income. That is why they are never able to experience total freedom and enjoy the finest things in life as well as we all should. But we first need to figure out the game of money. In this new economy, we must master the money first, and then we can have anything else we want in the world for free. Sometimes it is necessary to just jump in. It is up to us to get ourselves there if we want to be our own boss and have total freedom, launch our own company, and live the life of a wealthy entrepreneur. So why do we hesitate? Start today and launch the next valuable brand in the world. All the possibilities are in front of us. Use the cash flow triangle to build a true business. We're looking at the cash flow triangle right now. It has 8 integrities, and these 8 integrities must be established in a business in order for it to be successful for generation to generation. Okay, this is how we build true brands right here with this cash flow triangle. The 8 integrities are mission, team, leadership, cash flow, communications, systems, legal, and product. Every business is built to solve a problem in the world. A true business is a system of systems doing the selling and telling to potential customers on automatic. Our business's surplus will buy us other cash flowing businesses and investments that cash flow positively. Knowing how to build a business can be the best thing we can all master to do, because it is the ultimate way to secure our financial future and ensure to live a life of abundance rather than restricted due to lack of money and time to enjoy total freedom. We must focus on assets that will give us passive income and capital gains income. The asset has to make money of its own in order to be a real asset. It has to make money on autopilot, okay, on its own. Having the cash flow triangle as a guide as we build our businesses and brands, it will help us stay on the path for success. The business can start with a small idea that grows into a viral brand across the globe by using the new rules of money and actively investing in our financial education to expand our passive income and true wealth. To be wealthy, we must have a wealthy mindset, meaning we have to possess the right context about money, not just the content. The following priorities need to be set in the following order. Then if we do, we will hold the chance to have true wealth in our lives. Number 1, wealthy. Okay, that should be our priority, becoming wealthy. Number 2, comfortable. Number 3, secure. The poor mindset will have the following order for those 3 priorities. Number 1, secure. Number 2, comfortable. And number 3, wealthy. They think about becoming wealthy last, and it is not their main goal because they are focused on the earned income from a job. Becoming wealthy requires time, effort, courage, discipline, and financial knowledge. Our recommendation is to not be average investor, but rather an inside investor and expand the assets column with real cash flowing assets that our companies control. Now that we know the valid reasons to start a business brand, or a brand, right? A business, because every time we talk about business, we need to think of a brand. Okay, we need to say, okay, this needs to be a brand. So detach ourselves from the business. If we cannot push the business through the eye of the needle, right? Think of the needle and push that idea through that little hole that we put the string or the little hole that the needle has at the end. We have to push that idea through there. And we need to see if that idea goes through without us, and if it comes on the other side and it's still solid and it can make money, then it's a good business. But if it requires us to be in there, we can't go through the eye of the needle, so the idea will not be good. So I like to run that little test because it helps me understand whether the business that I'm building is a real business, is a brand, is it for the world, is it going to help billions of people, what is the problem that we're solving, right? It's not for me, it's for the world, it's for other people's problems, right? I can also share that problem. I may have that problem, but it's literally for other people. It's not for me, okay? So when we're building our businesses, we need to think for other people. We need to become more generous, and we need to have systems in place. I hope that you learned a lot from today's talk. Let me know if you have any questions. Drop your comments below. I appreciate the feedback, bringing the good and bad news of money, the business principles that work in all economies. Stay extraordinary and wealthy. Thank you for listening to another valuable talk on money, business, and investing. Talk to you next time. Bye for now. And make sure to join our inner circle. We have 3 ebooks right now. The 10 New Rules of Money. How to build cash flow with the internet, turn passive income on, and how to invest in crypto to build wealth. Understanding Bitcoin and blockchain, the rise of legitimate reserve digital currencies and assets. You can find our ebooks on Amazon, or you can go straight to our website by clicking the link somewhere on the description of this talk, and it will take you to our website and products that we have available, which will include the ebooks and digital courses and other assets that are tools to help us build our assets column. Invest for passive income, focus on becoming wealthy, and start understanding how to build a successful business by following the 8 integrities of the cash flow triangle. All right. Thank you again. Bye for now.